Right, kid? Get up off your fucking ass and get to the library. Go learn. Understand. What is significance? What is the meaning? What is the impact? What do you feel and experience today because of the date October 4th, 1492? Well, gee, Mike, I think the best answer to that would have to be that I'm enjoying a rich and luxurious life that really fucking sucks, that I have to take drugs, legal or illicit, in order to enjoy, just so that I can rape my planet, destroy my future, and make the world a worse place for my children than it was for me. I think that's the most appropriate significance of that date. I think it might have had something to do with a guy named Chris Columbus or something like that. Some Spanish uppity bitch that said she was fucking boss of everybody. Wow, that sounds like imperial ambitions to me, Mike. Well, you would be right. It doesn't sound very human, does it? No, Mike, it doesn't sound very human. Well, what about the people that were there on the continent before? I mean, surely they were natives. I mean, it was mentioned. What were they like? Well, I'm glad you asked there, folks, because there was the Mississippian culture in the Mississippi Plains, stretching from the Rockies to the Smokies, from the Gulf of Alaska to the Gulf of St. Lawrence, as we call them and know them today, from mountain to mountain, sea to sea, as they probably knew it. For 700 years, this society existed in peace, in commerce, in trade, in science, in art. There's evidence still in the Ohios and Iowas, the mound people. Well, what about all these stories we hear about the savages here in the United States, Mike? I mean, surely that was a good thing we did, right? Well, okay, first, where did these savages come from? Okay, if you look at your history of the settling of the continent where the United States now exists, you will see that, well, yes, in the 1490s, early 1500s, yeah, they did start to bring some people over here, the conquistadors and whatnot. But that was 100 years before they started to bring any settlers. I mean, the Nina, the Pinta de Santa Maria, Plymouth Rock, that was 15... Oh, fuck, I don't remember. 3rd grade. This is Omaha. No, we did it with Mr. Coates, too. Oh, God, there was a fucking bitch in 4th grade. I don't remember anything about that. Plymouth Rock was in 1542, I think. No, 15, something like that. So it was about 100 years later. Wow, Mike. Columbus discovered America in the 1490s, and then we got there in the 15-somethings. That's 100 years later. Well, what happened to the Mississippian people, Mike? In 100 years, 95% of the population died of disease. So that you could have all this pain and suffering that you have to drug yourself and feed yourself shit to make yourself feel better, so you can go out and buy guns to protect yourself from your neighbors who feel just as shitty and pissed off as you do, so that you can go and get value for your purchase at the first moment you see the opportunity to shoot your fucking neighbor dead before they shoot you dead, because they're gonna be thinking the same fucking thing. Because that, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, members of the herd, is precisely what a herd is and how they think, and why you're going to fucking die, and how you're going to die at the hands of your fucking neighbors and friends and families and all those people you love and care for and dearly, dearly want to impress. But boy, you have all the freedom in the world to choose between all the things you're allowed to choose from, as long as you don't get caught. It's the freest country in the world, unless you're one of the 1% that's in jail, or otherwise in the criminal justice system, or of the, what are we looking at, about probably 35% who aren't indebted, hopelessly indebted, slaves to debt, or of that group that isn't medically imprisoned by diabetes, obesity, heart disease, or some other affliction of your society, a side effect of October 1492. It wasn't the day Christopher Columbus discovered America. It was the day your life started to be fucking shit. Because it was always destined to be. Because that is the end of capitalism, of imperialism, of any ism there is. Because it's all artificial and unnatural. And if it is unnatural, it is in violation of the only laws you need to know, understand, and fucking obey. The laws of nature. Nature doesn't have cops. Sure as hell has executioners. Break some of the laws of nature, you're there instantly. Go. But you can buy your way out of the laws of man. You can't buy your way out of the laws of nature. So learn your fucking history, folks. Instead of memorizing fucking dates. And whose ship is buried in whose tomb. Or whatever.